What's going on, guys? Today I bring you round 5 of Open Savit, and in this round I got paired up against a strong woman FIDE master from Portugal, and a Silva rated 1875. And I had the black pieces. Let's see how the game went. She started with d4, I went d5, and now she played knight c3, which I was very surprised. I remember preparing the whole afternoon for this game, and I never saw her play the Jobava, and I was in shock. Honestly, I was like, again, another game in a row where I get completely out prepared and surprised. I was like, damn. Um, and then I played knight f6, and she played bishop f4, confirming the Jobava London. And here I was starting to think, like, what should I play? What did she prepare for? I mean, she must have seen my chess.com games, because I don't think I've ever played this in classical. Maybe I've played this in classical game against someone, not sure, but I bet she prepared something. And I was trying to remember what I play online and stuff like that, and I end up choosing this move c6 because I think I barely played it online, and I was remembering the game that I played against Sun Chao, a Chinese player that played this variation against me, I think, and he got a very decent position. So I decided, okay, let's just play c6 and see what she has in mind. She played e3, and I played bishop f5, and you know, I knew that she was gonna do something aggressive here. She played f3 with the idea of going g4, g5, or maybe just e4. And here, I decided to play h5, which is, it's aggressive, stopping g4 by force, and you know, trying to play against the Jobava in an aggressive way, to create some chances. Here she played bishop d3, makes a lot of sense to trade off the light squared bishops. She took with the queen. Now I played e6, opening up my bishop, and she played long castle. And yeah, now the game starts to become very interesting. And here I played a bad move. I played the first mistake of the game. I played bishop d6, which is not what you should do. The whole point, or one of the points, not the whole point, but one of the points of already having included c6 at the beginning, is that I can start counterplay with b5. I don't even know if I genuinely consider this, but yeah, if I really wanted a fighting game, I should probably go for something like this. Yeah, just throw everything at her. And she's gonna break in the center. My king is still in the center, but yeah, this gives a lot of fighting chances and a chaotic game ahead. But I decided to play bishop d6, and this is objectively bad because of a very simple continuation which she played, which is taking the bishop. I take with the queen, and now she plays e4, and yeah, she has a huge initiative, and she's better developed, more space, so she's clearly better. Here I played queen c7 because she was threatening to play e5 and fork my pieces. I decided to play queen c7, and here she played e5, which kinda goes in the wrong direction, I think, because now I can safely just play knight g8, and I'm no longer worried about a direct attack in the center. Maybe if she kept the tension with something like queen e3, I would be more worried about stuff in the future. But yeah, it's hard to criticize, because e5 also looks decent because it grabs more space, and it's not like she just completely stopped her own attack. She can still play f4, f5 in the future. So, but I was more comfortable with the center closed. Now I'm not worried about my king positioning. I think I have time to bring out my pieces in castle long. So okay, I was happy to see e5. She played knight e2, I played knight e7, g4 here by my opponent, and very aggressive move. I decided to play knight d7, just ignoring the pawn. We played h3, I castled, and now she played f4. And I was kinda I wasn't thrilled about this position because here she has more space, and yeah, I think her pieces probably they are as coordinated as mine, honestly, because this knight still on c3 is not the most well placed piece, and if I can break with c5 and on good circumstances, I should be having some counterplay and some chances. Here I just played g6, keeping everything solid. She played king b1. I decided to play king b8 as well, just normal move when you long castle. She played g3 here, and yeah, g3 I didn't understand that well. And here I played a6 because my idea is to play c5. She played knight a4 to stop my c5. At least I can still go c5, but it's not as good as it was before the knight was on a4, because now she can just trade everything and put the knight on d4. So yeah, she's doing completely fine here. I played rook h7, which now we get to a position where I didn't really know how to proceed. I was, lacking ideas here. I don't know what I should do. I don't know what is my plan. Like, my idea was only c5, and now that she kind of stopped c5 or made it not as appealing as before, I was starting to go a little bit empty on ideas. And in chess you have to make a move when it's your turn. So I decided to play rook h7, and my idea was to double on the h file and open up the h file to gain some activity. But this move, I regret this move because it is too slow and too obvious. My idea, she played a very nice move, knight g3, and now I didn't want to double on the h file anymore because I thought that she could just take here, and after takes, my rooks are misplayed here on the h file. Like, I want them to be on the g file now that the g file is opened, and f5 can come pretty quickly, maybe even now, and I don't know if I'm ready for this action with my rooks here on the h file. They look very dumb looking at the h5 pawn. Yeah, so I kind of regretted my move rook h7. I felt like it was a very, very slow and pointless move. And here, yeah, I was seeing all sorts of ideas that she's threatening knight h5. Let's say I make a move like rook g8. She's already threatening to take on h5, and I can't take back with the pawn because the rook isn't defended. So yeah, I was already seeing a lot of threats, and I decided to just close the king side with h4. And yeah, I mean, I was a bit concerned about this move that still is playable because I can't take the knight, and here I would have to probably move the rook. I don't know, something like this, but I don't know. Maybe it's not ideal because it allows knight f6. So yeah, I was mainly concerned about knight h5 still here, but she played knight e2, and here I finally played c5 because I thought that, okay, like, I don't have player on the king side anymore. My plan completely failed, and now I have to open up something on the queen side. It's the only way I can create something, even though she's very well positioned to handle it. And we just trade a bunch of pieces, and she played the knight on d4. And yeah, the knight is very well placed on d4. Luckily for me, I can immediately challenge the knight with knight c6. She took the knight, I took back with the queen, and now we have this position. Very interesting. I would say very complicated because, like, she has to watch out for the c file, because I can maybe put a lot of pressure on this semi-open file, but I also have to worry about f5 coming. That can be very, very dangerous. So it's a very double-edged position, I think. She played f5 immediately, which I feel like it's a very, like, strong move to not let me breathe, just immediately striking. But here I actually, like, we were starting to get low on the clock. I would say that we had probably like 10 minutes or a little bit more But after a couple moves, we go down to just like 2 minutes. And here, after f5, I took with the g pawn, she took back with the g pawn, and now I find a very, very strong idea here, which is rook h5, not taking on f5 because that would damage my structure. And now I'm threatening to take on f5, and I'm not worried about she taking on e6 because I can take back with the f pawn. Now my structure is very good. I'm attacking the e5 pawn. I'm also defending h4. So yeah, here I would be very happy to play this position. But after rook h5, she defended f5 with the rook. And I was starting to get very excited because I thought that this position can get out of control very fast, and we will have chances to win. We both have chances to win, which is good, I think, in this position. So rook g8 by me, I'm trying to control this open g file. She plays rook f3, and now I double the rooks on the g file. She plays rook df1, and here I have to be careful because now she might be threatening some nasty ideas. Let's say I play a move like rook g2. She might have ideas of doing something like this and like checking here. And if I play something like queen b6, I immediately lose to rook a8 check. So I was seeing all these kinds of ideas, and I was starting to get worried. We were both already on like 3 to 4 minutes here, pretty sure. And I played rook g3, immediately pinning this rook and challenging this third row. She took back. I took with the rook. Here the engine says that this is creates more chances, but I don't know who is pressuring who, because she can play like rook g1, immediately target this pawn, and I have to play g2. And is this pawn a strong pawn or a weakness? Because, you know, can I hold on to this pawn? Can I deal with the counterplay? So it was way more complicated to take with the pawn. If I was in a must-win situation, I would take with the pawn, but here I wanted to keep it safe with rook g3, and here she plays rook f3. We trade rooks, and now we get this queen endgame. And yeah, here I saw like a continuation that kind of simplified and had some tricks on it, so I decided to go for it. I took on f5, she took back with the queen, and now I played queen g6 with the idea that if she takes here, I would be winning. You know, we can both get to the pawn here on e5, but now I have ideas of playing g5, g4, h3, h2, and if the king ever moves, I take on e5. But of course, she is a strong player, she's not gonna fall for that. Maybe she could panic because of the low time, but she played a very strong move, queen f4, and now she's threatening to play e6 check and pick up this pawn and basically win the game. And she's also threatening this pawn on h4, but I saw that I had a kind of a bailout idea here, which was queen g1 check. Now she played king b2, and now I played queen g3 with the same idea that she can't take the queen because this pawn would queen. So here she played queen takes on f7, and now I took on e5 check, and she played king b1, and here I decided to repeat the position once. She played king b1 again, and now we are on move 39. She just played her move 39, and I mean, we have 1 minute on the clock, so I was trying to think if I should just give perpetual check and just repeat the position and draw. And after queen e1 check, I repeat it twice. It's only a draw if I repeat it 3 times. And here she reached move 40, and I have one more move to make move 40, and basically I have 1 minute on the clock. I either risk and keep playing with something like queen g3, or I just have a draw in my pocket. And here, with all the nerves and you know, not feeling too optimistic about this position, I ended up repeating, and we drew. And it's not so clear. If I play queen g3, I guess she can play queen takes on d5, and even if I take here on h3, it's never like something major. She always has like perpetual checks, and I'm never gonna be able to escape from them with these weak kings. So yeah, this would end up in a draw. I'm pretty sure that none of us would blunder with the extra 30 minutes, but it was a very interesting game. I actually enjoyed it a lot. I think we both played very good. Of course, we made some small mistakes, but nothing major, and it was pretty balanced. I liked this game. It was very interesting. So yeah, we got a draw, and I hope you guys enjoyed this game, and I'll see you for the next round. Bye bye.